the monotony of marriage. Linda always thought her life with John would be peaceful and predictable. After nearly 30 years of marriage, their routine had become their way of communicating. John, an accountant who loved spreadsheets almost as much as Linda, monitored their retirement savings with the same passion that others watched football games. Their life was quiet, steady, and, well, normal. But at some point, Linda realized she was missing some excitement that had been absent since her youth. But honestly, who at 66 would go chasing after adventures? She had everything: a caring husband, a cozy home, children who visited on weekends, and even grandkids who dropped by now and then. What was she lacking? Saturdays stretched out lazily. John was away at a conference, something tax-related, and the house settled into a quiet calm. Only the gentle hum of the dishwasher broke the silence. Linda felt a strange sense of restlessness. Another evening in front of the TV with Wheel of Fortune suddenly seemed dreadful. Almost instinctively, she pulled on an old cardigan, grabbed her purse, and headed to the cafe they used to frequent with John. Long ago, back when they were still seeking thrills. Settling down with a cup of coffee, she felt a bit freer, almost rebellious against her usual routine. And then she heard a voice.
"Linda? Is that you?"
She turned and saw Mark, her former lover. He had aged, his hair was gray, he'd put on a little weight, but his eyes still sparkled with mischief. It had been almost 40 years since she'd last seen him. Mark. Oh my God. Linda felt a pang in her chest, as if the years had fallen away in an instant. The last time she had seen Mark, people still used payphones. They sat down at a table and quickly caught up. They talked about life, their children, how the world had changed in the decades they hadn't seen each other.
"Remember the time we got kicked out of the movie theater because you tried to sneak in a giant bucket of popcorn?" Mark laughed.
Oh, come on. Linda rolled her eyes. It was you who made me do it. I was just trying to impress you. They laughed, reminiscing about silly youthful escapades. For a moment, Linda felt like she was 25 again. Back in that movie theater, hiding from the usher. The feeling of youth and lightness filled her heart. And when Mark suggested they meet again, she barely hesitated before agreeing. The next few weeks were like a roller coaster ride for Linda. She secretly met with Mark not just for coffee. There were dinners, walks under the stars, moments that seemed magical. With him, she felt alive, young again. Everything was spontaneous, thrilling, as if she'd suddenly decided to do something she'd longed for. But with every step toward new happiness, a shadow of guilt grew larger. John, with his kindness and calm demeanor, didn't deserve what she was doing. He was the perfect husband, remembering her birthday, cleaning up after himself without being asked. And she was lying to him, making up stories about friends and long shopping trips when she was actually spending time with Mark. It felt like this adventure was asking too much. One evening, coming home later than usual, Linda found John in the kitchen. He was sitting at the table, his glasses slipped down his nose, and in front of him was a crossword puzzle, but he wasn't looking at it. John was staring out the window with an expression Linda had never seen before.
"You're late," he said, not looking up.
Oh, well, I ran into Karen at the store. You know her, we chatted a bit. Linda trailed off, feeling her insides tighten. John didn't say anything. He just adjusted his glasses and returned to his crossword, as if he'd just caught her in a lie. But there was something so sad in his posture that Linda felt her heart twist. I'll sleep in the guest room, Linda mumbled and hurried out of the room, trying to hold back tears. The next day she tried to call Mark, but his number was disconnected. She called and called, left voicemail after voicemail, but there was no answer. He had disappeared as suddenly as he had appeared. And as time passed, Linda began to wonder if he had even been real. Or was he just a fleeting dream from her youth? One evening, as she was once again unsuccessfully trying to reach Mark, Linda stepped onto the porch and saw John sitting on the steps. He was watching the sunset, a distant look in his eyes. Linda's heart sank as she approached him, feeling the weight of everything she had done.